Foreclosure. We stop foreclosures all the time, every day, every week, every month. You can save your home. Even if you're months and months behind in your mortgage payments, it's still possible to save your home. Even if you've received court papers and are in a foreclosure lawsuit right now, it's still possible to stop the foreclosure with a bankruptcy filing and save your home. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is used by thousands of people every day to stop foreclosures and save their homes. By filing a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, you get up to 5 years to catch up all the missed payments. However, and this is important, you need to get started before the sheriff's sale arrives. Once the sheriff's sale happens, the bankruptcy is not going to save your home. However, you may still want to file a bankruptcy to discharge the deficiency that will result from the foreclosure sale. And sometimes this is a very large amount. But if you want to save your home, you can do it, provided that you file your Chapter 13 bankruptcy before the sheriff's sale happens. Once you file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, the foreclosure process is immediately stopped. You will begin to pay your normal monthly payments through the bankruptcy trustee, and you will also pay an additional amount on top of this to catch up the missed payments. In some cases, we're able to remove second mortgages from the property with Chapter 13. We treat them as if they were unsecured debts like credit cards or medical bills. In these cases, the second mortgage debt is only paid pennies on the dollar, and at the end of the successful completion of the Chapter 13, the second mortgage is completely gone. This is only possible in a Chapter 13. It cannot be done in a Chapter 7. So, for example, if your house payment is $1,000 per month and you're 5 months behind at the time you file your bankruptcy, then you will pay $1,000 per month your mortgage payment through the trustee plus an extra $84 towards the $5,000 arrearage. Depending on what other debt you have, there may be something paid to other creditors. But think about this. You'll be paying your missed $5,000 in payments of $84 per month over 60 months. Now that's a deal that no mortgage company will ever approve, and it's unlikely that anyone would be able to achieve a loan modification with these terms either. But, and mortgage companies don't want you to know this, this is your right under federal law. Anyone who qualifies for a Chapter 13 has the right to make up missed payments on their mortgage and save their home from foreclosures. Foreclosure starts with a court notice. You'll normally not get this notice until you're about 3 months behind in your mortgage payments. After the foreclosure starts, you will see in your court papers that you have 28 days to file an answer. This is a written document. It's actually filed with the clerk of courts and mailed to the attorney representing the mortgage company. Typically, this is not done by homeowners because the foreclosure complaint states that the payments have been missed, and they actually have been missed, so there's really no argument about this. Depending on what county you live in, it takes months for the foreclosure process to complete. For those people living in Hamilton or Montgomery counties, our larger counties, it takes about 8 to 10 months, sometimes more. If you live in Warren or Butler or Clinton counties, one of our less populated counties, then the foreclosure process is completed more quickly. However, they always take a few months to complete a foreclosure, so you do have time, but not forever. You have the right to stop the foreclosure at any time by filing a bankruptcy. Depending on what your goals are, you may want to keep the house, or you may not want to keep the house. The real estate market has suffered terribly in our current economy. Many people that we see have decided that they no longer wish to keep their home because the property values have declined so much that they doubt that their house will ever be worth what they now owe on it. In these cases, it's possible to file a bankruptcy that provides for the real estate to be surrendered to the mortgage company. This can be done in both Chapter 7 and in Chapter 13. If you choose to keep your home and file a Chapter 13, then you'll catch up the missed payments over a period of up to 5 years, and at the end of your Chapter 13, the mortgage payments will be caught up, just as if you'd never gotten behind in the first place. If you choose to surrender your real estate because you think that's what's in your best interest, then the mortgage debt will be wiped out and you will owe nothing after the foreclosure has been completed. Unfortunately, in some areas where there are numerous foreclosures and property values have declined more than average, mortgage companies are not foreclosing at all on homes. They simply do nothing and let the houses sit there. This creates a pretty serious problem for the homeowner because in many cases the homeowner has already moved on but still owns the property. Because the homeowner still owns the property, the homeowner is liable for the condition of the property. He has to keep the grass cut and the exterior of the building maintained in a manner that complies with law. Failure to do so can result in consequences that you really want to avoid. It's best to discuss all of this with us so that we can make a specific recommendation for your circumstances. There are different options that you might want to consider if this is your situation, like a deed in lieu of foreclosure or possibly a short sale. However, all of these options have potential downsides that you'll need to be made aware of before you can make the right decision. Even if you decide to let the home go, you might want some additional time to live in the home. Bankruptcy can give you this additional time. As long as we file the bankruptcy before the sheriff's sale, whether the bankruptcy is Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, and regardless of whether or not your bankruptcy intends to keep the house or let it go back to the mortgage company, the sheriff's sale cannot be held. It is canceled. This gives you additional time to stay in the house, even if ultimately you wish to surrender it back to the bank. The decision that you make about your real estate is important. Many people today are making the decision to get out from under bad real estate debt and get a fresh start with bankruptcy. We know all the options, and we want you to know them as well. If you want to find out what your options are, simply call us for a free consultation. We will carefully and thoroughly review your entire financial situation and let you know what options you have so you can make the best decision for yourself and your family.